You are listening to audio from the Decidedly podcast. This episode is a highlight clip from this week's full episode. To listen in on the complete conversation, see the show notes for the link to the complete show. You can help us out by leaving us a 5-star review wherever you listen to podcasts. We appreciate every bit of your support. I'm Morgan McKittrick, your producer, and this is Decidedly.
Yeah. All right. So this is from Ecstatic Craft, 7192. Can you have opinions on things you haven't seen or done? I don't know if this fits here. This will be fun. I don't know if this fits here. So if there's another place I should ask, let me know. My friends and I are arguing because I say I can have a basic opinion on movies or activities, even though I haven't seen or done them. He says you cannot. Example, I say I don't like Color Out of Space, a Nicolas Cage movie, based off of what I've seen or heard about the movie. Oh, man. I just said, I wouldn't like that movie, so I wouldn't want to watch it. It's not something I'd enjoy. But he says, hey, I'm not allowed to have an opinion that I don't like a movie until I've seen it. I do this often. It seems like a normal thing to me. He told me to ask the internet, so here I am.
Okay. On one, I'm going to answer yes and no.
Oh, okay.
So you can, if, and this is a very important key, you can totally do this if you're trolling, which is acceptable behavior amongst friends. If you want to troll your friends and say,
you think his friend's just jacking with it?
If you want to say like, dude, I hate the Beatles, they suck. And you go, what? Have you ever listened? And you go, nah, don't get it.
No, I'm just, from what I hear about them, I don't like them. Yeah, okay.
I heard about them.
Yeah.
Oh, then actually,
I encourage that.
That's actually so funny. You should totally do that.
Yes.
If you're being serious and you want to have an intellectual understanding of the world, then you should follow Charlie Munger's advice. So Charlie Munger's iron prescription is, I cannot have an opinion on this topic, and I'm paraphrasing. I cannot have an opinion on this topic until, and only until, I can explain my opponent's point of view better than he can. So if you can explain why the Nicolas Cage movie that you didn't see sucks more than your friend who watched it and loved it, okay, I guess it's going to be hard if you haven't watched it. What's better is to say, I don't have a right to have an opinion because I don't fully understand it. And guess what? You don't have to have an opinion on everything. You do not have to have an opinion on everything. You can say, I don't really want to see it without saying definitively it's a horrible movie. But that goes with anything from political ideas to preferences to anything. Say, hey, maybe this new idea would work. Maybe in my business, this idea would work. I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to do it because I'm saying it's a bad idea or because I definitely don't like it. I just don't want to. I don't want to. Like I will tell clients often, and I stole this straight from you, is in order for us to do something, it's going to meet 3 criteria, right? It's going to work, because if it doesn't work, I'm not going to recommend it to you. It's going to be something that makes sense to you, because if it doesn't make sense, I'm not going to let you do it. And it's going to be something you like. It has to be all 3 of those. Mm-hmm. It might work and make sense, but for whatever reason you don't like it, that's fine. Now, that does happen sometimes where a client will say, look, I get it. I trust you, Sanger. I know you got my best interest at heart. You wouldn't be telling me to do this if you weren't 100% confident that it was going to work for me. I understand how it works based on how you've explained it, but there's something in me that I just don't like it. We go, okay, that's fine. So I feel like that's this Nicolas Cage movie experience, is you can go, hey, you know what? Maybe it's a good movie, maybe not. I don't know, but I just don't want to watch it. And that's okay.
Well, I think that, this person may be trolling us, because clearly if you're making a decision on whether to watch a movie based on the trailers and what you've heard about it, that's discernment based on proper amount of information. If you're saying, gee, I don't like superhero movies or horror movies.
No, you have to watch every movie in the world.
Yeah, you're telling me I got to watch every movie before I can have an opinion on that movie? That's ridiculous. Yeah. So if you are discerning whether or not you want to engage in some sort of activity based on the information they've put out, the trailers, whatever, that's obviously appropriate. So here's my follow-up question to this. Can you have an opinion? I hear some people say, well, gee, Sanger, you're not a woman. You can't speak to women's issues. Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
Well, it totally depends. Can I explain the position better than the person sitting across from me? So what are we talking about, right? Okay. Can I have an opinion on what it must be like to be a woman in this society? Well, I guess not, because I am not one, won't be one, haven't been one. Can we have an opinion? Can I have an opinion on a topic that maybe affects women differently or disproportionately than it affects men? If I can understand and understand and research and gauge or understand the opponent's point of view better than they can describe it and explain it, then yeah, I tend to not do that very often.
I think it's a weak argument to when somebody is asserting a position to take a position that they shouldn't have an opinion.
Yeah, I'm going to exclude broad categories of people, so then there are fewer dissenting voices that I have to contend with.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
It's not necessary if your position is well thought out, well articulated.
Right. I agree with that. Have you finished with that? You ready?
Oh, what? No, imagine this. Imagine this one. You can't have an opinion on raising rates on rich people. You're not rich. Hey, what the hell? We don't like that one all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. See how that the logic
see how you like that
completely crumbles if you apply it to any other different scenario.
Right. Well, no, I do think that if you're not paying...
I actually agree with that. I agree with that. I take it back.
I'm going to go with that. If you're not paying taxes, you should not have an opinion on how tax structure is designed. If you're not paying any taxes, you should not have an opinion on tax legislation at all. Sit down.
Thanks for making the great decision to listen in to this week's episode highlight. If you want more of what you just heard, see the show notes for the full episode. As always, for the latest decision-making tips, find us on decidedlypodcast.com or on Instagram @decidedlypodcast. And be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter from the link in the show notes. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review as well. We read all of your comments, so if you learned some decision-making tips today, let us know. Until next time, this is Decidedly. Insights, advice, and comments provided by Sean Smith, Sanger Smith, and speakers identified as part of the Decidedly podcast should not be considered recommendations. Speakers not identified as members of Decidedly are expressing their opinion, and their statements should not be construed as reflecting the views of the Decidedly team. This podcast is produced solely for informational purposes, not personalized advice.